Basim is our main protagonist in Assassin's Creed Mirage. He's a fascinating character, one that fits the mold of classic assassin, deadly and resourceful with a complex personality. For that reason, we felt that Mirage needed to be a strong narrative-driven experience. One that would honor Basim as a character, surprise our players, and take them on a memorable adventure. We first met Basim during the events of AC Valhalla. Having traveled from the Middle East to England, he acted as a mentor figure for Ivor. But Basim had motives of his own, and his past was shrouded in mystery.
We knew early on that we wanted to explore a setting that was reminiscent of the first Assassin's Creed game. So naturally, we made the connection between the Golden Age of Baghdad and Basim. It was a great opportunity to show some of the events that came to define him as a person. Mirage is a completely fresh story. You can start the game without having played Valhalla or any of the other titles. But of course, for our most dedicated fan, there will be a lot of secrets, Easter eggs and connections with past games and the overall lore of the series.
Assassin's Creed Mirage is set in 861 AD, 12 years before the events of Valhalla. We meet Basim in his youth, making a living as a thief on the streets of Anbar, near Baghdad, alongside his best friend and partner in crime, Nehal. As far back as he can remember, Basim has been haunted by visions and nightmares that he's been unable to understand. He's come to question who he is and where he belongs. Much to Nehal's frustration, Basim believes his destiny lies among the hidden ones.
Basim ends up at Alamut, the renowned assassin home base that at that time was still under construction. It's here that he learns the way of the assassins and becomes one of the hidden ones. Soon, he's tasked with tracking down the Order in Baghdad, kickstarting his life-changing journey.
Creating the character of Basim in Mirage was an interesting challenge. Having met him as an older man in Valhalla, we had to imagine what he would have been like in his younger years. Everybody in the team is a long-time AC fan. That's why it was so important for us to bring back that Levantine assassin look to Basim's costumes.
Crafting new visuals and stories around an existing character poses a unique challenge. It gives us room for nods to other entries in the series, pushes us to respect our legacy, while offering something fresh and exciting for players. After becoming a hidden one, Basim inherits the apprentice outfit, a white robe with blue shades, and a small beaked hood. We found opportunities to connect Mirage to the wider franchise, such as the red sash wrapped around Basim's arm in Valhalla. In Mirage, we learned that it was a symbol of the rebellion, an item worn by many other side characters, and something Basim chose to keep with him years later.
There are several levels of conflicts in our story, from the one in the city arising from the Zend rebellion to Basim's internal conflict as he's torn between his roots and his destiny, between his old friends like Nehal and his new comrades like Roshan and the Brotherhood. As Basim fights to free Baghdad from the Order's oppression, he begins to ask questions about himself, his past, and the meaning of freedom.
The story of Mirage follows Basim's evolution from apprentice to mentor, a journey that is reflected in the game systems. There is no XP-based progression in Mirage, instead, progression is linear and story-driven. As you follow the story and complete missions, your rank increases within the Brotherhood, giving you new opportunities for missions, outfits, and tools. We have new tools that can be upgraded and customized for Basim, giving him a deadly and effective assassin's toolset. When fully upgraded, these tools can allow for some interesting and unexpected gameplay strategies. We crafted a range of different outfits for Basim, so you can make the character feel personal to you. We're also bringing back a fan favorite feature, outfit dye, which you can use to change the colors of certain outfits just like you could in AC2 or Brotherhood. Combat has been revamped as well, with new moves and mechanics built specifically for Basim. Much like Altair, Basim's primary combat tools are his sword and dagger. For the animation team, our goal was to create an agile master assassin who is as elegant as he's deadly.
An assassin focus allows you to slow down time and perform a deadly kill streak. But be careful, you'll want to pay attention to where you will end your last move to avoid unexpected fights.
Basim feels different from Eivor. The focus on one main weapon, his sword, allowed us to put all of our intention into developing an agile character who's intuitive to control. Of course, that also means that the combat would come with bigger challenges. higher stakes, and a greater reliance on tools to escape tricky situations.
From his story to his appearance to character progression, we designed Basim as a fresh twist on the classic assassin archetype.
We hope you are as excited as we are to take the first steps on Basim's journey.
There you are.
Don't let him escape!
Time to vanish.
Get back here, dog! You hear that, bloodbag? Stand and fight, you worm! You're dead! Getting away! Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I am glad you're safe.
Alhamdulillah, a first of many achievements to come, Basim.
We should only hope. There's still much work to do. While our focus was on Al Ghul, Fulav quietly scouted the city for where we could erect more bureaus.
I have found dwellings in 3 districts that are most unassuming. Abid and Rebecca have arrived from Alamut and set off to Al Abbasiyah and Karh. I will make my way to Sharqiya shortly.
And I will join Rebecca in Karh, where corruption is as common as the arid air. See Abu Ja'far about some things he's been working on. Then come find us.
Have a look, Basim. I may have something that is of interest to you.
Resourceful as always. My thanks, Abu Ja'far. This is the place. What do you see, Enkidu? Let us reconsider the approach. Act as usual.
That guard who likes me said she and Ali's followers are trying to overthrow the prince.
What madness! They will surely fail.
Shit! What? She little bastards!
Die now!
Hey!
The sky is safe, my friend. Survey the area, Enkidu. There is my target.
I heard his favorite was a spy, and that could be why we had her locked up.
You learn your play.
What I wish to know, and no more need die this day.
Thank you so much.
I'll silence you.
Come on.
There he is! Stop him! No!
Where is the sword? He must face the law.
When we got the opportunity to work on the next game of the series, we sat down with the rest of the core team and asked ourselves, as fans, what kind of Assassin's Creed game we'd most want to play.
Many of us felt the desire to revisit some of the old imagery, narrative theme and gameplay that made us fall in love with the series.
After 15 years of journeys across the ages, from the Third Crusade with Altair to the Viking expansions with Ivor, we wanted to go back closely to where it all began and pay homage to the beginnings of Assassin's Creed.
Coming off Valhalla, we started to explore the idea of introducing a new playable hero, Basim, and creating an experience that is a love letter to the origins of the franchise. Coming-of-age story with revamped mechanics to bring the feel of the early games into the modern day.
We are going back to the Middle East, but this time in 9th century Baghdad. 300 years before the time of Altair, we are telling the story of Basim and how he became a master assassin.
We looked at the first AC games and started to wonder what exactly defined the assassin experience to us. And from there, we put all our effort into bringing our take on the assassin fantasy. As a hidden one, parkour is a key pillar to the experience. With Baghdad as your playground, we are bringing the action back to a urban environment.
For parkour, we look to our previous games for inspiration and chose to put the emphasis on comfort and fluidity. In Mirage, parkour is easy to learn and to master. Our approach is closer to the Ezio games, where it's all about keeping the flow and the momentum going, with the design centered around verticality. Many elements from past games are making a return. We have the corner swing, the ability to vault over objects, elevators to quickly reach high ground, but also new ingredients, such as the pole vault, allowing you to cross large gaps between two rooftops. Of course, Basim is faster and more agile than Ivor was, and to give that feeling, we reworked our animations to reinforce the sense of speed when jumping, vaulting, and free roaming.
Streets are narrower, denser, and packed with obstacles to navigate. By choosing the right path through the environment, you can move from street level to the rooftops in a blink of an eye, a useful skill for any assassin.
Another core focus of Mirage is stealth. We want players to work in the shadows, plan their next move, strike, and then vanish. There are more ways to assassinate. with new killing animations, some leveraging a stealthy approach, others delivering a violent killing blow. We also have direct throwbacks to the first games with moves like the bench assassination that you might recognize from AC2, or the kill from the rooftop gardens, an old favorite of Altair's.
We want to encourage you to be sneaky. Basim has been trained to fight by the hidden ones, but for him, combat is a last resort, and his main approach is to hunt and strike while remaining unnoticed.
We also reworked our enemy AI to improve detection and vanishing loops, making guard behaviors more responsive and readable. New enemy archetypes will also increase the stakes. The marksman can shoot your eagle and prevent you from using it. The spearman pokes through haystacks, and Horn Bearer can call for reinforcements. That's where your assassin skills come in handy.
During his training in Alamut, Basim learns the ways of the Creed from his mentor, Roshan, and his fellow Hidden Ones. We get to see him learn the tenets and philosophies that will guide him through his missions, like hiding in plain sight.
Social stealth is making a return. We're bringing back the systemic blending with larger crowds that allow you to move undetected through the busiest location. But you can also bribe small factions with specific tokens in order to control AI groups and make your way through guarded areas.
As an assassin, your core mission is to track down and eliminate the Order of the Ancients and free Baghdad of their influence. In our game, the Hidden Ones have established a network of bureaus across the city to keep an eye on the Order.
The bureaus in Mirage act as gameplay hubs, from which you can take on side contracts with various objectives, from rescue missions to assassinations, and help the Hidden Ones in their fight for freedom.
We want you to feel truly immersed in the life of a Hidden One, investigating your target's identities, tracking their movements, and sharing information with your allies. Then, when the time is right, you can strike from the shadows. We've crafted a new investigation board which replaces our most recent quest log in Mirage.
And with our black box missions, we give you the freedom to approach key assassination missions however you see fit.
We know how excited our community is. We also have a nice surprise for our long-timers. We implemented a nostalgic visual filter as an option for those who wish to explore the game with a desaturated blue-gray color palette from the very first AC game.
This is a project led by a team of passionate people who have their very own vision of the assassin experience in mind.
There is much to come, and we can't wait to unveil more about Basim's journey.
Welcome, Hidden One. You have died and been reborn.
We need to find a way to get you inside without being seen. You could bribe the guards to look the other way.
I shall see what flavor best suits me.
Embrace the fear. Quiet it. Find the stillness. And let's go. The stage is yours, Basim. We will be watching.
Hung as a leather boot steps past it, up stone steps. A bearded, dark-haired man removes a hood. He is in a columned cavern.
Basim, at name.
A secret ceremony.
Are you ready to give up who you once thought you were?
I am.
Beardless, the dark-haired man moves through a bustling bazaar. Vendors bargain. tea is poured.
Ready to sacrifice everything you held close.
I am.
A dark-haired woman stares. A merchant bumps a vendor. The dark-haired man snatches a coin purse from the vendor's waist, but guards pursue him. At the ceremony,
Are you ready to leave your life behind and walk the path of shadows?
I am.
the dark-haired man takes a heated blade. In ancient Baghdad, he flees the guards through a darkened tunnel. He pulls a market stall down behind him, tripping a guard. A guard swings a sword at the dark-haired man as he tries to climb a city wall, but falls to the ground. The guard backhands him as others surround him. 2 of the 3 guards drop to the ground with knives protruding from their backs. A hooded dark-haired assassin swings down from the scaffolding, taking out the remaining guard.
Then, out of the dark, you will come into the light.
In a darkened tower, he appears bearded and wearing an assassin's hood as she helps him up. He blocks her blade as she swings at him. They block and duck one another's blows out onto scaffolding surrounding the unfinished tower. He pursues her to an edge. He smirks, then lunges. She twists behind him, then pushes him over the edge.
And from the light,
In the ceremony,
you will return to the dark.
she covers embers. He lowers the heated blade over his left hand. She gazes towards him. He grimaces. He clutches his hand.
Never forget the tenets you have sworn to uphold.
Standing on a tower, he overlooks sprawling Baghdad. Soldiers escort a nobleman past beggars.
Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent.
Missing a ring finger, the dark-haired man reaches out.
Hide in plain sight.
He impales 3 soldiers with a hidden blade.
Never compromise the brotherhood.
The nobleman points as his soldiers charge at the dark-haired man, who throws a smoke bomb. The air fills with red smoke, then fades to reveal the dark-haired man as he kills 2 more men. Soldiers chase after him. He glances at a hawk flying overhead, then climbs onto a rooftop. A soldier collapses from poisonous gas. 2 remaining soldiers rush the nobleman down an alley to a courtyard. A soldier hurls flaming material from a fire at the assassin, who dodges it. The assassin uses the second soldier as a human shield before stabbing the first.
From this day forward,
The nobleman tries to flee.
you are a hidden one.
The dark-haired man drops down in front of the nobleman, who swings a knife wildly. The nobleman checks his waist as the assassin throws a golden mask to the ground. He hurls sand back at the assassin, who ducks it. The assassin twists behind him, then puts a blade to his neck. In a realm of shadows, the assassin looks up from the nobleman. Wreathed in grey smoke, a ghoulish creature stares back at him.